Okay, so today I'm going to be going over the 3-day water fast that I'm doing, kind of bring y'all through it and explain it. Let's get into it. Okay, so as I just said, I'm doing a 3-day water fast. Today is the first official day of no eating. So the way today is going to work is I've been up for about an hour and a half now. I had some electrolytes in the morning. I did sugar-free liquid IV. Then around lunchtime, obviously I'm not eating, but around lunchtime itself, I'm gonna have some bone broth. And then same thing around dinner time. And then outside of that, I'm just having water today. And then for the next 2 days, just gonna be water as well. Might put some salt in there to get some electrolytes, but outside that, just water for the next 2 days. So now going back to the past 2 days, which I didn't record any of it just because I didn't really think it was that interesting, but 2 days ago, I cut myself down from 4 meals to 3 meals. So today's Friday, so that means on Wednesday, I had 3 meals. Yesterday was Thursday, I had 2 meals, and then now we're at today. So I will catch y'all after I have the bone broth, because I'm gonna keep on giving y'all updates throughout the next 3 days, but I'll catch y'all then. Catch you there. Okay, so it's like 2:45 right now, so I've been up for a little over 6 hours. I haven't really been hungry. I've been a little hungry, but nothing crazy. I just had my first thing of bone broth. Found out not really a fan of bone broth, but we gotta have it. It is what it is. So yeah, I've had a couple waters. It hasn't been too bad, but that's it for this check-in. I will catch y'all at the end of probably either my lift or my next day of bone broth. Catch you there. Okay, so I just had my second thing of bone broth for the day. So I'm now done with the bone broth for this water fast, because the next 2 days we get deeper into the water fast and it's just water. Maybe a little salt, I can't remember, but I'll have to check, but it's just mostly gonna be water. So I did end up getting a lift in today. I lifted for about an hour. I will say I definitely felt weak. I was happy that I got a lift in. I did lift at my house, not at the gym I normally go to, so it definitely wasn't as good a lift as it could have been, but I also hadn't eaten in, at that point, it would have been like 21 hours. So I'm not really expecting that great of a lift. But I think that's gonna be it for me recording for this day, because realistically, I'm just gonna watch a show for the next hour or two and then go to sleep. So I will catch y'all tomorrow in the morning. Catch you there. Okay, so it was officially day 2 of the water fast. So first I want to recap yesterday. Yesterday definitely wasn't bad. I got hungry a few times, but the bone broth definitely helped with tiding that over a little bit. And honestly, just consistently sipping water throughout the day definitely helped. I will say today I woke up probably the hungriest I've been throughout this entire thing, but I went for a walk and had some water with a couple pinches of salt in it. And we'll say that definitely subsided the hunger. So that's nice. But unless something crazy happens, I'll probably just catch y'all at the end of the day today, because I don't think I'm gonna lift today. Definitely not feeling up to it right now, because I've already lost a little over 3 pounds and definitely not feeling 100%. But I will either I'll catch y'all most likely at the end of the day. Catch you there. Okay, so day 2 is in the books now. Going to recap the day. Today, I wasn't really hungry ever. I was hungry a couple times, but nothing crazy. But I'd say today was a lot mentally tougher of a day, because I was just constantly could not get my mind off food, and I was just constantly thinking about it. So that was it for day 2. I did not lift today. I just didn't feel up to it, and I was afraid I might pass out if I did that, so just didn't lift. And I did get to hang out with some friends today for 2 hours, but yeah, that was pretty much it for today. It was honestly just a chill day, chilled at my place, and that was pretty much it. Alright, I will catch y'all tomorrow morning for day 3. Catch you there. Okay, so it is officially day 3, the final day of my water fast. So today, once again, I'm just consuming water with a little bit of salt in it for some electrolytes, but that's gonna be it for the day. Probably just gonna keep it a pretty calm day, not do too much, but I will see what I end up doing at the end of the day. But one thing that happened yesterday that I didn't mention in last night's thing, because I was just a little sad at the time, but now we're all good, was I had a little scare where I almost had to stop the fast. I was almost forced to by my parents, because I'm doing this at home and they didn't want me to do it, but we compromised where they let me do it, but with some of their stipulations. And one of them was that if my blood sugar levels got too low, then I'd have to stop. And while you're fasting, your blood sugar levels are supposed to be somewhere between 70 and 100. And last night, when my mom tested my blood sugar levels, they were at 60 at one point. And I will say they were lower for the fact that I hadn't really moved in like 6 to 8 hours. I'd basically just been sitting in my room watching shows. So that was one of the reasons they were low. We ended up coming to an agreement that we'd give it 2 hours and then retest and see where I was at. I ended up being at 80, which is now back in that normal zone, so it's all good. But then my mom had one other stipulation where she woke me up in the middle of the night to test my blood sugars then, and I was still at 70, which, yes, that is the low of the normal range for while you're fasting, but I was also asleep where your blood sugar levels are supposed to drop while you're sleeping, so we were all good. I woke up this morning, went for a walk, just tested, and I was back in that good normal range. I was at about 79. So that was the little scare from yesterday where I almost was forced to stop, but we're still good, still pushing strong, still have not had anything, and I'm still able to continue this, which I'm very happy about because I would have been a little annoyed if I had to stop, even though I subjectively felt fine, but due to the medical readings, I was a little low in certain areas and was getting in danger. But all of that's out the window for right now. I was able to get through it. We are all good. And I will likely catch y'all tonight unless anything crazy happens. Catch you there. Okay, so it is officially day 4, but first I realized I never did a day 3 night recap, so I'm gonna go through that quickly. So day 3, honestly, pretty chill day. Didn't really do much. Probably the easiest day hunger-wise. Mentally was a little easier than day 2, but still a mentally tough day. And made it through the day. As I said in, I believe it was this morning's or maybe it was last night's check-in, that I was checking my blood sugar levels quite frequently. And the only issue I had between day 3 and day 4 was actually in the middle of the night, was I was checking my blood sugar levels and me and my mom decided, or compromised is probably a better word, that we would check my blood sugar levels in the middle of the night too. So we checked them around 3 a.m. last night and I was at a fine level, but once I woke up, I was up for like 2 hours, could not fall back asleep. So that was the only like issue I'd say I had between the last time we talked, but I ended up getting like 6 hours sleep. It's whatever, but okay, so on to day 4 now. So woke up this morning, first thing, took electrolytes. So I had sugar-free liquid IV again. Then I had my first meal, which wasn't what I would have wasn't what I was craving the whole fast, but you can't go straight into solid food. So I had some chicken noodle soup. After that, my mom and me were talking and she thought I should bring my sugars up by having some sugar. So I had a coffee with some sugar in it. That definitely is helping with the fact that I got like no sleep last night. So that's what I've done so far this morning. Outside of that, I will probably do one more recap later in the day after eating like my first real meal, or maybe just the end of the day based on how I'm feeling. But that's pretty much how the end of day 3 and so far in day 4 have gone. I'm probably gonna wait about an hour and a half to eat that first solid meal because I ate probably about 45 minutes ago now. So I'm gonna give myself like a good 2 hours in between that first meal and then, which wasn't solid food and not what I really wanted, before I have like my real first meal that I actually want. Okay, so now I wanna go into why the hell did I do this? Because I feel like a lot of people don't know the benefits of doing a water fast, so I wanna go into that. There was 3 main reasons that I did this. First one, to be honest, I just like doing difficult things and seeing if I can do them. That's one of the reasons I did 75 hard in the past. Definitely one of the reasons I did this. Probably not the main reason I did this, but definitely one of the reasons I did it. This is probably the main reason I did this specifically was there's so many health benefits to doing something like this. And those are, so first, your body has a lot of like cells that are called like zombie cells, which are a lot of just like dead cells in your body. And the way you get rid of them is, I'm definitely gonna say this word wrong, but it's like autophagy. You have to like start that process in your body. And what that is basically just getting rid of all those dead cell zombie cells. So to do that though, you have to be in a fasted state, because I'm pretty sure this is correct, but I believe those cells function off glucose. So you have to be able to eliminate glucose from your body, which you do that by fasting, for these cells to then get rid of it from your body, for you to like just get rid of those cells. So that was one thing. Plus, also, doing something like this will decrease your risk of a lot of chronic diseases, such as like cancer, I believe it was diabetes, I believe Alzheimer's, or maybe it was something else. Maybe it was heart disease. But a lot of those big diseases that you hear about a lot of people dying from, it'll decrease my risk of getting those diseases in the future now, which anytime you hear something like that, very happy about that. Definitely don't want to get any of those. And the last reason, which this is probably the least of the reasons I did it, but I also just thought it would be a cool way to end my cut. So I've been cutting, the heaviest I was like 222, I believe. And then when I started this, I was at the day before, which was the day I had 2 meals. I was, I believe, 201.2 pounds in the morning, I believe. And then today I was down to 194.6, I believe. So I just thought it'd be a cool way to end my cut by losing a little more weight. But this is gonna be the last little talk we have till I have that last solid meal, or I honestly might do it at the end of the day so I can have more time to think about what I went through and how I was with this, and then just see how I feel once I'm fully eating solid food again. I've had some meals, giving my body some time to process that food and just kind of get back on track. But I will catch y'all there. Okay, so we are officially at our last check-in of the video. So going through today, I already told you guys what I had this morning. I ended up having 3 more meals afterwards. Definitely really was so happy to eat just real food again. Honestly, it was so enjoyable. I really feel like I actually enjoyed everything I was eating a little bit more. Felt like I really could the flavor seemed almost more intense, probably because I just hadn't had anything with flavor in a couple days. I will say my stomach did bother me every single time I ate today. Once it was solid food, after I ate, my stomach bothered me. Actually, I believe, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure even after that first meal, which I told you about in the last clip, where it wasn't even really that much. It was just soup and coffee, and my stomach was bothering me. So I will say that was one thing I noticed from today. But outside of that, honestly, I feel fully 100% back to normal today. So that's nice. With that being said, I do want to add in this disclaimer. If you're gonna do something like this, either make sure you definitely do your research first, and then you realistically should talk to your doctor before doing something like this. I didn't, but I did it with supervision around me, where I always had someone pretty much with me. I was never really alone for more than 2-3 hours. And I also was checking my blood sugar constantly and my blood pressure constantly to make sure that I wasn't getting into any dangerous situations, because doing something like this is dangerous. So you definitely have to have safety precautions set up if you are going to do something like this. But with that said, make sure you comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all next week for our video at Sunday, 5 p.m. Catch you there.